here's a question for all the parents listening today. Have you ever set up the perfect sensory wall for your toddler only to find your cat absolutely obsessed with it? Like, your kid barely glances at it, but your cat is climbing, batting, scratching, basically treating it like their personal jungle gym?
Oh, this is so common. And honestly, it makes total sense when you think about it. Cats are attracted to these wall toys because of the movement, the springy components, and those small parts that basically mimic prey to them. It's triggering all their natural hunting instincts.
Right. So while we're thinking about motor skills and tactile learning for our toddlers, the cat's brain is going, ooh, prey, must attack.
Exactly. Toddlers interact with sensory walls for completely different reasons. They're experiencing textures, developing fine motor skills, learning through touch. But cats, they're drawn to anything with springy wires, rolled cardboard, or rapid movements. Those features are irresistible to them.
So, what can parents actually do to cat-proof these sensory walls? Because I'm guessing just telling Fluffy to knock it off isn't going to work.
Definitely not. There are some really practical strategies, though. First, you want to use durable, scratch-resistant materials. Plexiglass or clear acrylic panels over the more delicate parts can protect the wall from scratching and pawing. These materials are smooth enough that cats can't really grip them well.
Makes sense.
And then there are deterrents. Double-sided tape is a simple one. Cats hate the sticky feeling on their paws. You can also use commercial cat deterrent sprays, but you want to make sure they're safe around toddlers. Plant-based repellents are available. Just always check the product label to ensure it's suitable for your specific situation and follow the application instructions carefully.
What about, citrus scents? I've heard cats don't like those.
You're right. Citrus scents like orange or lemon peels are safe for toddlers, and cats dislike them. Just make sure your toddler doesn't directly handle the peels. Motion-activated ultrasonic deterrents are another option. They emit sounds. Cats dislike, but are completely inaudible to humans and safe for kids.
That's clever. Are there any deterrents parents should avoid?
Yes, avoid eucalyptus and use caution with essential oils like tea tree, wintergreen, and cinnamon, as they can be toxic to both cats and toddlers. While black pepper isn't toxic, it can cause irritation. Always check labels for safe around children and pets.
I see, go on.
Another thing I've learned from working with families is that prevention beats correction every time. I had one parent tell me her cat would leap at the sensory wall every single morning. Turned out the wall was right next to the cat's favorite sunny windowsill. Once they moved the cat bed, problem solved.
That's such a simple fix. Location matters more than we think, huh?
Absolutely. And speaking of prevention, smooth materials are your defense here. Or maybe I should say they're your first line of defense against feline invasion.
So, we've established deterrence and smooth materials is key. That point about smooth materials sets up our next piece, which specific finishes work best. But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
If you're setting up sensory walls or play spaces for toddlers, you need toys built to last. Little People's Cove curates commercial-grade, educational products specifically designed for durability and developmental support. Real people handle every inquiry, offering personal guidance to match the right tools to your child's needs. Their customers love how engaging the toys are. Kids actually look forward to playtime. Learn more at www.littlepeoplescove.com.
Picking up on smooth materials, what kind of finishes or surfaces can toddlers safely touch that cats just can't grip?
Great question. Smooth, non-porous surfaces are your best friend here. Glass, plexiglass, acrylic, and polished metals offer almost no traction for cat claws. They can't dig in, so climbing and scratching become really difficult. But these surfaces are totally safe for kids to touch.
What about wall panels? I know some parents like adding texture.
High-quality PVC 3D wall panels with scratch-resistant coatings work really well. They're durable, easy to clean, and cats tend to avoid scratching them. Glazed ceramic tiles are another option. Super smooth and slippery, so cats dislike them, but they add nice tactile contrast for kids.
What about fabric elements?
If you want fabric, go with tight weave synthetics like microfiber or nylon. They have smooth textures that deter cats from clawing, but are still soft enough for children to touch safely. The key is avoiding rough or fabric-like textures that cats naturally want to scratch.
Okay, so material choice is huge. What about physical barriers to stop the climbing in the first place?
Absolutely. One effective design feature is installing angled or overhanging barriers at the top of the wall. This prevents cats from gaining leverage or continuing upward. Some people even use spinning or rotating rollers at the edges. When a cat puts their paw on it, it moves. They lose footing, and they slide down safely. It's like a little treadmill of defeat for them.
That's pretty ingenious. And I'm guessing the height of the toddler zone matters too?
Definitely. The appropriate height for sensory wall elements really depends on your child's individual height and developmental stage. You want to consider where your toddler can comfortably reach and interact. Placing elements lower makes them accessible for toddlers, but often less appealing to cats, who usually prefer climbing higher vertical surfaces. You can also use baby or pet gates to physically restrict cat access when your toddler is playing.
You know, I think one thing that really helps is giving the cat their own space, right? Like redirecting that climbing energy?
Yes, providing alternative engaging spaces is so important. Dedicated cat shelves, climbing poles, or wall-mounted cat furniture placed higher and separate from the toddler's area can redirect the cat's attention. In other words, you're meeting the cat's needs while protecting the toddler's space. You're basically saying, hey, this is your climbing space, not that one.
I had a friend who did this. She put up cat shelves on the opposite wall, and her cat completely lost interest in the sensory wall. It worked like a charm.
That's the perfect example. Cats need to express those natural behaviors, so giving them appropriate outlets is key. And honestly, regularly trimming your cat's claws or using soft nail caps can also reduce potential damage if they do interact with the wall.
So, to everyone listening, the big takeaway here is that you can absolutely have both a functional sensory wall for your toddler and a happy cat. It just takes some smart material choices, a few deterrents, and giving your cat their own climbing territory. How do you think most parents should start if they're dealing with this right now?
I'd say start with the basics: smooth protective materials and double-sided tape. Then add cat alternatives nearby. Combining these approaches, smooth materials, physical barriers, deterrents, and dedicated cat spaces, creates an environment that works for everyone. If you have time, jump on over to littlepeoplescove.com for some fun wall toys for your toddler.
Perfect. Thanks so much for breaking this down today. This has been really helpful for parents working through this unique challenge, and I will definitely go check them out.
My pleasure. Happy to help.